All right, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Pre-Market Pulse Scan. Today is Tuesday, February the 21st, 2017. The time is about 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, jumping right into overnights. Bonds right now they're down about 19-30 seconds at 150.21. We got the Dow. Looks like the Dow looks like that, is that up? Yeah, up 62 points at 20,650. And let me pause for a moment. 20,650 means that the Dow has moved 650 points higher from the the 20,000 point threshold. I did tell you it was going to 21 and then to 22. We probably won't stop until around 23, and that's probably where we'll pause at. NASDAQ 100, 53.35 half, up 9 3/4 points. The emini S&P 500 at 23.52, make that 23.53 even now, up 5. The Russell 1400, 1400.6, up 310. 3 points, 3.10 points. All right, looking at the Nikkei, up 295 points at 19,445. I believe before it's all said and done, the Nikkei will break that 20,000. Looking at oil, oil is at $54.77.5, up a full buck. Excuse me. And the dollar index is at 101.50. All right, just like I told you that would happen. Gold is at $1229.60, down $9.50, and silver is down 16 cents at $17.87. I did tell you that crude oil needs to close above 55 to make that good run at 60, and that's exactly what it's trying to do. Interesting markets here today, I must say. All right. Now, the question is going to be that we're going to watch for. I know it's a 3-day week, but we still got to watch for this. Okay. The thing that we're going to watch for is, can the US dollar get back and take out its high, and can Bitcoin take out its 1150 high? All right, so that's going to be something to watch. It's a 4-day week. I know it's a shortened week, but we're setting the table for a few things to transpire, and we have to watch it. Things to look out for now is a run up in the oil, a continued run up in the dollar and Bitcoin, and the stock market. So all these are moving and rallying together. And then the question will be, is the metals going to be beat down here like I anticipated? And because we are in the Kumo cloud of death on the weekly chart, as you can see hither and thither, can it build some upward momentum and be defended at these prices, or are we going to collapse? I did warn that we had some key intraday support levels that gold was not allowed to close below, and it violated and closed below those anyway. I told you 1240 was important. I told you 1229 was important. I told you 1216 was important. And I told you 1206 was important. Well, guess what? The market did not close below the latter. However, on the weekly chart, it did close at 1236. Okay? But now we're in jeopardy of closing below that 1229 level. This is the do or die week. I know it's a 4-day week, but it has to set up and build a base for a continuation rally. If it does not, it is in trouble. Those key intraday price points are still relevant this week. 1240, 1229, 1216, and 1206. Write them down because they are crucial. I cannot stress it enough. As each price point is taken out, it is going to set the stage for a mammoth smackdown. Once again, 1240, 1229, 1216, and 1206. Those are your key support areas for gold on an intraday basis. You will not find them drawing lines on a chart. You will not find those prices anywhere else. They were not pulled out of the air or out of my backside. They're intraday key areas of support on an intraday basis going into the market depth and the bid and the ask spreads and etc., etc., etc. None of your business. Therefore, write down the prices and get ready to see what happens. Now, of course, trading room, you guys, we're going to go more in depth on that. But YouTube, if you would like to find out more and open the lock to the door of the none of your business part of what I just said, you need to come on over to pulsewavetrading.com. You need to sign up for the weekly PulseWave price triggers, and then you too will know what is behind the locked door. All right? Trading room gets it all. YouTube, social media, you get snippets. All right? That's how we roll. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at what the tea leaves are telling us. Let's take a look now at the PulseWave price triggers for today. And we're going to start off looking at the weeklies. Let's see what the weekly has to tell us, even though it is a shortened trading week, this we know. All right. Let's see. On our rally alert side, let's see what really stands out. We got a lot of pink sheets, you guys, on the rally alerts on the weekly. So definitely peep that. Some of these are some of you guys' favorites talking to the trading room. This is some of you guys' favorites. I did note that Verizon has a rally alert in here, folks. It has a rally alert. Now, let's look at the market positioning. It's in a bullish retracement off of bear market lows. You're still locked in on the downside as far as negative momentum is concerned, but however, you do have a rally alert. You cannot ignore the rally alert. The market is far removed from the rally alert. Excuse me, but you got to watch and pay attention to it. Excuse me, because even though the weekly chart is showing you the weekly positioning, the daily sheet will time you into the trade. So just remember that as well. Okay. It should be noted that I saw on CNBC this morning that the merger talks or whatever that is going on with Verizon and Yahoo is back on the table. So this stock and Yahoo are two stocks to watch this week. All right, let's see what else we got here on the rally side. This point now, in our oil sector, we got the OIH has a rally alert, but interesting. I don't see Dig. I'll have to go down further on the sheet, but I don't see Dig. Do not see Dig. And I just noticed that DWTI is still in the sheet. That's not supposed to happen, so I'm going to take that off of there. I'll have to reconfigure that. All right, let's see here. Teva is on here with a rally alert. That's an interesting one. What else we got? Okay, here's Dig. Yep, Dig does have one. I like Dig. Dig is locked in on the upside. Looks like a negative draft was trying to kick in here, but I think the rally alert's going to play out on this one. So definitely watch that one. I think oil is going to make a good run. Crude oil futures has a rally alert, and it also has a crash alert on the future side. So you gotta be careful and watch the futures. See how it ebbs and flows this week, because it may run up and then quickly reverse on you. Just keep your eyes open. Watch for contract rollovers and all that stuff too. As a matter of fact, while I'm on it, let's just take a look and make sure we're good. I always check this because you really never know. If you're not paying attention, it can creep up on you and it can whoop you behind real good. All right, this is active only. You want to look at least all the months. That's what I do. All right. I went over to trade tab on Thinkorswim, and then I typed in the ticker symbol that I like to trade, which is the QM for the mini futures contract. Then it brings up all the contract months that are active right now. You see your front month, you have 27 days left to trade this, so you're good. All right, but you always want to check this when in doubt, especially if you don't trade it that often or whatever, or even if you do, sometimes you're not thinking, and you may play yourself. So before you put a ticket on, always check your days. Make sure you're not. It doesn't say 1 day left or something like that, or 5 days, because then you're gonna forget. You're gonna get caught. And sometimes you got all types of situations going on. You may have a contango market. You may have all types of different markets going on. And if that new front month is way below this one, you'll get screwed if you hold on to it. So you don't want that. That's how I got my face ripped off once for 10 points. Yeah, you remember me telling you that story, because I failed to check my trading days left. And it doesn't matter how long you've been trading, you can still make rookie mistakes when you're not paying attention. All right, so it can happen to the best of us. So always check your time left on your futures. All right, so like I said, oil is definitely one to watch for the week. Let's see here. Little Fitbit has a rally alert. All in that cute. I don't think it's going nowhere, to be honest with you. Not on that one. Let's see here. Of note, JDST has a rally alert. Now, JDST is still in its downtrend, still locked in, but it does have rally alert, so we're going to have to check that out. We got a lot of rally alerts on here. And I'm starting to see now these inverse ETFs, like DGLD, has a rally alert. So what is that telling us? It's telling us that possibly we've seen the top here in gold temporarily. I don't know. We'll see if these play out or not. We only got 4 days to prove it, so we'll see. Caterpillar has a rally alert, which is interesting. I see some of the futures, like Cocoa futures, have rally alerts in it. The Bitcoin family they all have rally alerts in them. All right, notably the GBTC ETF, so definitely watch that. Coffee has a rally alert, looking at ticker symbol Joe on the equity side of things. You just have a lot here to you have a lot to choose from on this one. This is pretty awesome if you ask me. I like it. There's a lot here. So let's leave here and let's go to our daily sheet, or the in play tab, I should say. Let's see what we got here. I like that better. In play is where I live. All right. Someone posted a question in the room for the URRE. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, URRE is in a bullish retracement off of the bear market lows. We do need to take a look at the negative swing VIX reading that we have under the negative momentum side, and see if that's going to act as a springboard for a breakout rally here, or is it going to lose the fight and then we head back down again? Notably, take a look at your entries. I think your entry price is far removed from the market, but there's a situation where you could get a bounce here, especially if the URRE takes off. So we're going to have to watch it and just see what happens. But it's definitely one to have a ticket working, because you just never know. I think it's going to move back. I think this is going to readjust each day as the market heads lower. This is just my opinion. I don't think it has enough to do it in a day. But let's just take a look at how the chart's looking. Let's just do a quick walkthrough on it. All right, looking at the daily chart, you can see this is interesting. This is kind of looking like Bitcoin a little bit. The Bitcoin ETF looks like this. You're hitting up on the ramp now, though. So is it going to have enough to do it or not? Let's see. We closed at 215 last week, and in pre-market we hit 229, and we're currently at 220. So we're up a nickel, but we're up against huge resistance, even on an intraday basis. So I don't know. Like I said, I think it's going to be a situation where it's going to take a few days for this rally to play out, in my opinion, just because it's up against so much resistance right now. So that was URRE. All right, looking at the daily tab, I'll tell you what looks sexy to me. I'll tell you which one I like. All right, let's see here. I'm taking note of, again, the whole metal space is really confused today, because your DGLD has a rally alert, your DSLV has a rally alert, your Dust has a rally alert, your JDST has a. All these are showing rally alerts today. Now they're probably going to gap up and get filled on the open, so we're going to have to watch it. Even SDAO has a rally alert. I mean, these are some interesting things. URRE, as we just talked about, has a rally alert too. I'm looking at US Steel. It has one. I say this overall, the markets look interesting here. I think this is a situation where we're just going to have to wait and see how things develop after the open. The first hour of trading, as you know, should tell the whole story. So I'm thinking we continue to move higher overall, but I think the real trade this week, at least anyway, is the reversals. Hold on a second. All right, so I think on the shopping list for me for this morning anyway is going to be taking a look at the other side of the trade, if you will. So it's a shortened week, and I think we're going to be flopping around like fish in the price action. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to get down with it. I'm going to go ahead and take the other side of the trade. For instance, I visited Starbucks about a week ago. I don't go there that often, but I went there, and me being out and about. And I kind of liked what I saw there. You know, their breakfast sandwich, that sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin, is absolutely delicious. It is better than any fast food sandwich, breakfast sandwich I've eaten. It beats McDonald's and everybody else, hands down, no questions about it. It is better. It is far better. And it's a bigger sandwich, and it's more filling. Also, I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but their iced lemon cake is incredible. So because of my positive vibes, I'm thinking that I'm going to have to go in, and I'm going to have to examine this further. Now, normally when I like something, unfortunately, it's time to take the opposite side of the trade. So let's just take a look at the chart. All right, you see on the daily chart, it does look sexy. I cannot lie. The weekly chart, you're coming up against a ramp. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at all things being equal on a momentum level. It looks good. But you're not out of the Kumo cloud, so I'm going to take the opposite side of the trade because I like it. So there you go. I think it's time to short it. Let's see if I'm right. I know I sound bad, don't I? But that's just how it is. We'll see. We're gonna have some fun today. I am going shopping though. Um, so that's just how that is too. I'm going shopping. I'm looking at taking the opposite side of the trade in the stock market and in the precious metals and in the US dollar index and in the bonds. So we're gonna have some fun. We're just gonna go shopping and we're gonna throw some darts at the board and see what sticks. Let's have some fun. All right, so with that said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And for the rest of y'all, postwavetrading.com. Come on over, learn how to trade these markets, navigate these outrageous bots, these outrageous algorithms that are running rampant in the markets. Learn how to take the other side of the trade, learn how to profit off of what the central banks fail to do and what they actually do with their manipulation. Learn how to turn the tables. Learn how to provide for you and your family. PulseWaveTrading.com, and to the rest of you trading room, hang on because we're going to have some fun. Peace.